The 390th Memorial Museum is unveiling a historical piece that gives even more context to World War II. Here to tell us about it is Nicholas Veronica, owner of the special piece, Executive Director Alex Wright, and Communications Director Aaron Mendables. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
So start by telling us a little bit about the museum, first of all, for people who may not be familiar with it.
Our museum is located on the grounds of Pima Air and Space. However, we are a separate museum. We're a nonprofit. We're open 7 days a week, except for Christmas and Thanksgiving. We are open at 10 and we close for admissions at 4 p.m. and we close the museum at 4:30. We have several exhibits that help us tell the story of the combat experience of the 390th Bomb Group. One of the main exhibits is that B-17 aircraft you see behind me. It is one of 40 that are left in the world. The United States government built 12,731 of them to conduct the air war in different theaters of World War II. This unit flew combat for approximately 20 months, and it lost 176 airplanes and 714 crew members killed. We tell that story and we're real proud of it. We have approximately 35 volunteer docents who tell our visitors that tale.
Well, and it's so important to know it. And adding to the story, of course, is this new exhibit, this new tail turret. So, Nicholas, tell us about this and why you decided to display it at this museum.
Well, my mother's uncle, who you can see right behind me there, was a member of the 390th Bomb Group, and his aircraft was shot down on May 28th, 1944, just a few days before D-Day. And the 7 men in the front of the airplane did not get out. They were all killed, while 3 of them in the rear became prisoners of war. And I had a chance 30 years ago to acquire this tail turret. It took me quite a while to find all the original pieces, and I contracted with a company in Chino, California called Aero Trader, and they restored it to airworthy condition. And I thought displaying this tail turret at the 390th Bomb Group would be a good way to remember my mom's uncle and pay tribute to their crew and all the others lost during the air war.
Absolutely. And what do you hope that when people see this, what do you hope they take away? What do you hope they feel when it relates to understanding the history?
Well, one of the things that immediately comes to mind is the bravery of these men. When you look at the tail turret, you'll see that there's about a 3/32 piece of aluminum that is all that separated them from the cold conditions outside. It could have been, minus 60 degrees Celsius there, and the fact that they were being shot at, and there's no armor protection in the back for this for the gunner. And it took a lot of bravery and dedication for them to climb into that airplane and face the Germans that were trying to kill them.
Alex, I think something that's really important for people to know is it's one thing to learn about this stuff in a book, but when you come and you see it firsthand and you really are able to see how little space they had, how like Nick just said, there was literally nothing, between keeping them warm or keeping, anything from coming at them. It's remarkable when you hear people say, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I cannot imagine. I think that's something that I hear often. I just can't imagine. And it really is something that is unimaginable. So like Nick said, the bravery is, something that many people talk about with World War II veterans, but for us to be able to have this piece at our museum is something, that we're pretty excited about. And you will be able to get up at close and look inside and see how little space there was. And, the tail turret was the farthest piece for the 10 members of the plane to be sitting. And so this guy was back there by himself, and it must have been so isolating. There's just so many things you can imagine what he could have been feeling, but to be able to see it is really, something that people will be able to take away, an unimaginable experience. So.
Right, and of course there's an unveiling, and Nicholas will be speaking. Tell us very quickly the dates and the times of those.
So on Saturday, we are going to have a Zoom event with Nicholas. It's 9 a.m. It will be a Zoom event. If people want to head to 390th.org, the event link is on our webpage. We will then do a live unveiling at the museum. It will start at 11:30 a.m. It is live in person at the museum. We will do a Facebook Live event with it as well. The Manhattan Dolls are going to be coming out, and they will sing God Bless America to open it up. And it's going to be, quite a spectacle, since this is such an, amazing thing that Nick has allowed us to have at the museum. So we highly encourage people to come out there. The museum is very large. Masks are obviously required, but there will be lots of room for people to be able to see the unveiling of the tail turret here at the 390th Memorial Museum.
So many lessons to be learned, and of course such an important history to understand and to have knowledge of. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to give them the phone number and website one more time. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Alex. Have a great day and stay safe.
You as well. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to learn more, call 520-574-0287, or like Aaron said, visit 390th.org.